open. So volatile. So I was looking for a pullback, and immediately, as soon as the candle rejected from downside to go back up, I was like, okay, this is my entry. It looks way too bullish for it to not keep going up. I entered in this position, and I realized like, whoa, like this risk to reward is not that great. I'm most likely, like, I know it is going to hit this target, but let me see my other targets and see if I have a better target to for it to hit. But I wasn't so focused on just the trade. I was more so focused on my entry and where my target should be. And I was just looking, and I was being very slow, but I wasn't really focused on how fast price was moving, and it took me out. Even though the trade was still successful, it was a scalp, it was cool. I was still very, very greedy, thinking this was gonna hit my target, and my psychology came into play, and it just I had to re-enter into this trade. As soon as I entered into this trade, I was like very confident that this was gonna go my way because of how much momentum it was going to the upside. Not realizing that my greediness was taking over, and I was seeing things in a biased perspective. And that's an issue with most traders, when greed can take over or they get impatient. You have to learn to control those emotions to the T every single day and every time you take a trade. I shouldn't be taking trade back to back. It should not be something I should create a habit doing. But I entered this trade with full confidence that I was going to hit, and then I got stuck in a little bit of some chop. And slowly my confidence started going down. As you guys will see, I was going to close out the position early a couple times, but I decided to hold, and once again the market was moving really, really fast. this is where my psychology came in pretty heavy. Seeing all this movement after this big move up, I realized I shouldn't have entered into this trade. It was such a greedy move on my end. I was like, okay, this could be my first loss on the account, on the challenge that I'm trying to pass for you guys to see. I'm like, that's okay. But at the same time, I still had complete confidence that it was still gonna go up. This 5-minute candle looked decent. If it was gonna close green, I was 110% confident that we were gonna go my way, without realizing how biased and greedy I was, that I should have focused on what price action was doing completely. So I got scared, you can say, that I wanted to close out a bit early, but then I got hesitant. I was like, you know what, keep your confidence, stay in this trade. But I was just mixed, going back and forth with it. As you guys can see, it was just wow, like I could have done a lot better today, but this is why we're here to journal, and we're gonna get better. So even though the 5-minute candle finished green, it's sometimes these trades are not going to go your way. As confident as I was after I turned green, the market decided to reverse on me, and then once again I got hesitant. I was like, you know what, I'm going to close this position a bit early. And I was being very, very slow. This whole day, my reaction time has been slow, and the market is moving 100 times faster than my thought process, the whole thing. And I think I just was just waiting for it to go back up, and just waiting things out. And you know what, I was like, whatever. I took me out of my stop loss, and I was basically break even, if not down a little less than 100 on the day. But I had one win and one loss, and usually if I take 2 L's in one day, it's usually an indication for me to walk away. So me being break even, I wasn't too mad about it. I wasn't upset. I was like, let's just find another solid trade, but just be more patient for your setup. This market moved crazy. I'm glad I got stopped out, because if I didn't, I would have lost the daily loss limit on this top step challenge. I was like, whoa, it looks like either a lot of news some big news came out for the markets, or some sort of manipulation, because this whole trend was very, very bullish, and it just completely reversed. It was crazy. I don't touch that. The movement was way too fast. I was like, nah, this is not it. Like, I'm done for the day. Though at least this is the right move that I made with the last trade that I just took. I'm glad I made the decision to walk away. At least my psychology was that good enough to be like, okay, I'm not trading in this sort of market right now. So with that being said, I stopped trading after 20, 30 minutes of me taking 2 trades, and I walked away.